tell, this is going to be my office for the weekend. Made a little progress last night, which is really exciting. If you haven't seen that video, we kind of talk about what we're working on today, the project. So our goal today is to get all this backfilled and get the dirt below me leveled. It's going to be nice to have Alyssa's help. She's taking a little break. Well, not break. She's just doing one video a day right now, which doesn't sound like much, but still it's quite a bit of work. It'd be nice to have her out here working with me until dark, and then we'll head back inside and work on other stuff.
Our challenge right here is that we only have so much rock. We only have 11 yards, but we have this huge section here. We don't want to fill all this up with rock, so we're trying to do a little soil, a little rock, a little soil, a little rock.
Something I was doing over here was taking the sand from the stairs and whatnot and laying it down on the Tyvek because it's got good drainage. So if the water gets on the Tyvek, it's just gonna wanna drain off instead of putting like super clay soil. Yeah. And then just putting whatever up here, like it's impossible to keep this rock from mixing with the dirt. Yeah. It's more important, I think, that the Tyvek lap here than it be tight against the house. I think it'll only be a problem right through here. And after that, it won't be a problem because that trench narrows up a lot. So I may be able to use some of this and use it to backfill here to bring this level, because I'm gonna have to dig this down to get back there.
It's gobbled up.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that fell in a little bit. Oh wow, how'd all those rocks get in there? Looks like we had a big cave in.
I believe these are what was holding the Tyvek up.
Oh.
It was big boulders on a hillside.
Yeah, it looks like there's little bits of caved in. See this? Like all of this is kind of falling in.
I found a missing tape measure.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. Grab that before it gets buried like my pocket knife.
I also found a hammer.
Wow, really?
Did you even know that we were missing this?
I haven't seen it in a while.
Well, here it
is that our
is.
est wing? Ah, watch out. This is a really big mess.
Okay.
This is not just a few boulders. This is
It's not bad.
caved in and
All these will lift up. Jesse and I were having a conversation over dinner last night. One of the things we were talking about is this human need to see progress on your property. And projects like this are challenging because you can spend an entire day and you don't feel like you've made any measurable amount of progress. More specifically, what we were talking about is how a lot of people, you know, we don't really call ourselves homesteaders. We only use that word because it's kind of something people relate to. I kind of like to use this analogy. I used to be all into veganism and stuff, and I would make vegan brownies that had nuts and dates and cocoa powder, and people would argue with me, that's not a brownie. Brownies have flowers and chocolate and egg, and technically you're right, but if I call it like a vegan date nut cocoa mash, people don't understand what I'm talking about. So when you say it's kind of like it's a brownie, but it's made with these ingredients, people are like, oh, I understand what you're trying to do. So when we say that we're homesteaders, that's kind of what we're talking about. However, we feel that a lot of people like to play homesteading. They like to play canning, and they like to play chickens, and they like to play sewing, but they don't do a lot of these uglier homesteading tasks. To us, what we define as homesteading has not been glamorous. We have done very little with chickens. We've done very little canning. To us, homesteading means building our home, and what most people won't tell you is that most tasks are like this: waterproofing your foundation, backfilling your house. They're muddy, they're hard, they're gross. People don't like doing them, and we feel that's why a lot of people quit. Is because they realize they don't want to homestead. They just want to play homesteading. And when they're done, they want to go back to their warm house they have all their basic needs met. Be warm. Take a hot shower. It's looking better. This is looking more how it did 3 months ago when we stopped. The hard work begins now. I think it's gonna be challenging with the big bucket. So we'll just do our best, I guess. Ooh, go Alyssa.
I guess I need to say this because it might not be obvious, but the job of this piece of equipment is not to finish this job.
I understand.
It's heavy labor, and then we have to finish the job.
I fully understand.
All we can do is get it as close and as easy as possible. It's still going to be hard. You're probably better off like running that rock down in there, because that's about as far as I can go unless I start just dropping it from overhead, and it's going to bounce and ricochet every which way.
Wow, that was a lot of work. We're not quite ready to finish the rock around here because if you look down there, that's where our thermopex is going. And we have to dig that line before we finish backfilling. So we're gonna go ahead and fill up this Tyvek with dirt, and then we're gonna shift gears a little bit. We're actually really happy that we're using some of this soil back here to kind of flatten the area behind the house. We don't feel that anything bad could come from that. It's good to have a flat spot to put ladders, to build our deck on top of, or even to do like a flat sort of 3/4 minus patio. I don't know. But we're both loving having a place to walk back here. I'm sad because I took a risk and I decided to set my vest down on our subfloor knowing it's 90% covered in water, and I got bit. But it's hard to be mad because the odds were not in my favor. So my entire vest is absolutely soaked, which is a huge bummer because I kind of want to wear it. So I guess I'll put this back on. Layers are really important in this type of weather. It's 36 degrees outside and it doesn't take much to get like legitimately hot. But as soon as you stop working, it's pretty important to put your layers back on before you get chilled. Were you just doing yoga?
I was just almost getting my back destroyed. This section of trench is like probably the most difficult section to deal with.
Are you thinking of finishing the trench backfill before we shift gear to Thermopex?
Well, you don't want to move your equipment in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out.
True.
So you want to do all your work in one spot before you move, otherwise you just waste a lot of time moving. You need to do something about that. It's not going away.
Do you feel comfortable climbing the excavator up?
That's why I don't even really know how to get in a position where I can even work with that spot. I hate to say it, but I think this little fir tree needs to go finally.
Oh.
Probably should have taken them out a long time ago. I think we're having that revelation about all these trees.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm just trying to think of a good way to get in there. I mean, I can reach it, but I can't really shape it. Like I don't have like a tilt-a-whirl on the bucket. So now is as good a time as any probably to grab some of that fill dirt down below and put it up there. Can't really get any more of that sand out of there. I probably could. I might be able to get up here and take some of that sand this way. I've already destroyed the stairs, but we had to do that to get the sewer line in anyways. So if you wouldn't mind getting all that plywood and lumber and stuff out of there.
I can do that.
And then I'll see if I can figure out a way to get rock up there.
System. He just manhandled that thing. Took a 2-second break and the tree's gone. Where did it go? We have 2 hours of daylight left, so since Jesse doesn't really need my help right now, something else that's been on our to-do list is clear this out. You see, we need to dig a trench to connect the house to our septic tank. We're gonna have to move the firewood shed, and then we're gonna come hugging the corner of the garden here, and we're gonna go that way. So all of this is in the way. actually, most of it's in the way, and this is an eyesore. We haven't delved into this pile. Our original plan was to build using as many reclaimed materials as possible. And quickly we realized that that was kind of a silly idea. The only thing in this pile that we think we want to save are these cedar rafters. We still have some crazy idea that we might use those for a tractor shed or something. We have a bunch of trees, small trees, that came down in the wind. So, I mean, we thought we were gonna maybe bark them and build with them, but now we think they're really better off as firewood, especially having a sawmill and the ability to get really cheap trees. There's no reason to torture ourselves with trying to like get every single inch of usable wood that we can out of this stuff. Most of it's rotten anyways, so we don't really know where we want to stack these cedar poles. So we're just gonna go ahead and set them right here. And a lot of this wood, we actually don't want to use it for firewood, nor do we want to burn it because it has so much hardware in it. So I think, unfortunately, a lot of this stuff is gonna go to the dump. What do you guys think? Should we sell this as a Pure Living for Life Christmas tree on eBay? Jesse's working on the thermopex, kind of just the planning, but he said it would be helpful if I took the chainsaw and I cut some little trees out of the way that are bothering him.
So while Alyssa's trying to get some of the trees out of the way, I've been working on getting a small road in here and making sure that I'm able to get the bucket on the excavator up against the house where we can drop drain rock in behind this Tyvek. I actually need to lay some Tyvek over here, make sure this is all sloped away from the house, and then actually backfill just this lower portion. Then I can take some drain rock from here and set it up here, and then I can come up and down this hill with the Mini and grab rock. Nice. We don't even celebrate Christmas, but that looks like a really nice Christmas tree. I've realized that we need to backfill this pretty much all the way, except for just a little bit. So down in this trench right here, we have a sleeve in the wall, and I need to dig a trench in there to run our thermopex out over here. We're gonna end up putting probably a tractor shed and wood shed and our exterior boiler over in this region. So I've got to get that trench. But I don't want to trench that yet. First of all, I'm going to make a huge mess of this area, but also I'm concerned if I start digging in here, it's all going to cave in. So I'd rather get all of this backfilled in here with drain rock, and then we can start working on that trench. Really close, huh? Oh, come on, Tyvek wrap. Seems like we'll come up a little bit short. So let's put this piece like up here, and then this go underneath that. So this piece we'll need to backfill a little bit and then flip it over, because there's no dirt back there. Can't backfill that yet. But I want this to overlap like a gutter. Can bring another load. have to do is overfill right in this middle bay, and you'll have to slide it down because I cannot dump. I'm hitting the timber frame. I can't get the lip of the bucket close enough to dump so that it falls in the hole. So I'm gonna have to take loads up to the middle of that bay and fill from there, and probably fill most all of this from one spot.
Another option is to add a bunch of soil here, and you drop it, it rolls off.
Yeah, I've thought about like adding plywood or something like that, but I don't want anybody standing anywhere near that because there's big rocks in this.
I can go get a piece so we could try it. You guys believe it's only 4 p.m.? 4 p.m. And it's not the longest day of the year yet. We still have almost, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks to go till that. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Good day, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna have our hands full tomorrow for sure.
Yep.
But things went smoother today than I thought they would. Things went smoother yesterday than I thought they would, but still feels like we have a long way to go. A lot of learning. I'm having to kind of push and develop new excavator skills. I've never really spent a lot of time cutting roads and building platforms and having to push and pull my way around. Anybody worth their salt on an excavator can do all that stuff, but it's just not something I've ever spent time doing. But I'm learning, and I think when I'm all done, I'm gonna be really happy with how the grading is around the house, and it'll feel nice to have a semi-flat spot kind of all the way around, where if we wanted to get an excavator in there, it wouldn't be such a nightmare. Hopefully this will be kind of like 5 birds with 1 stone. Get it backfilled, get it graded, get a lot of this dirt gone, yada yada yada.
Time to clean up.
Time for inside stuff while it's dark outside.
Time to get a video out today. Time to, I'm feeling stir fry. Teriyaki stir fry, that sounds pretty good.
All right, let's do it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do that, sorry. I told him we should put this tree on eBay, the Pure Living for Life Christmas tree. See if anyone will buy it or bid on it.